What if you could express yourself anywhere and in any way? In this video, I'm gonna decode exactly how to do that. And when I say express yourself in any way, you know what I'm talking about. Dancing. You know what I'm talking about. Speaking up in front of a group of men, like actually speaking up, speaking your truth, and disagreeing with one of the other alpha dogs in the group. Actually being able to express yourself with your voice, with your body. Your whole state of being is your truth, your authenticity. And this isn't just so you can look cool, even though you will. This isn't just so you can make more money, even though you will. This is so that you can actually have that high, that experience of living your truth, and not be so stuck in fear and anxiety, and not being able to approach women or enjoy yourself at a party because you're afraid to dance. You know, that's not a great life to live, and I used to live that life. And so by the end of this video, I'm gonna share with you the tools and the skills that I've built within myself to accomplish exactly that. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, please give me a subscribe or a like on this video if you would like to see more of these in the future. But if you don't feel like I've sold you yet, like this video isn't good enough for you yet to give me that subscribe or that like that I so desperately want, well, let me earn your trust here. So, in this video, I'm gonna go over with you the 3 things that I do on a daily basis to build the skill, the mindset, the attitude, the psychology really of expressing myself to anybody in any way. That's really my goal. I was like, my goal is to freaking be able to be on stage with Oprah, you know, with live national television and be able to dance naked. That's my goal, and that's what I want for you. And by the way, would I be able to do that? I could probably do it. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't want to. I don't know. There'd have to be a strong reason because it's kind of fucking stupid to just dance naked on TV with Oprah. You probably get a lot of attention, and I probably would never have to work another day in my life. So that's maybe would be the reason I'd do it. But I want to start off with my story. So I used to be a guy who was insecure. I used to be a guy who wasn't sure of himself. I was a guy who was anxious. And especially to go approach a woman, or especially to dance in front of my other guy friends, or especially to speak up. I used to play hockey it's a sport in Canada, depending on where you're from here, in the hockey dressing room. I used to be afraid to speak up. I used to be afraid to tell the guys that I would see bullying the other guys that were more what you might call beta. And I couldn't speak up. I couldn't do what was right, and I certainly couldn't express my own opinion or take one of those guys, you know, disagree with one of them because I was afraid of what might happen to me. I would get ridiculed. I would get blamed. I'd get criticized, and I've carried a lot of shame in my life just around feeling not good enough to express and feeling so nervous and being in the moment where like, okay, I can go talk to the girl. I see her right there. I'm trying to convince myself to do it, and I just don't do it, and I walk away feeling shame. Or another time where I was in a physical confrontation and a guy punched me in the face. I didn't fight back because I was too afraid of getting hurt. I've had these experiences, and if you've had an experience where there is some expression you want to have, but there is just too much fear that blocked you, this video is for you. Okay, so that's really the majority of my story, and I'm going to start off with this simple premise, some logic for you guys, that the quality of your life is determined by the state of being you live in on a day-to-day basis. The quality of your life, what you're able to do, what you're able to express is determined by your state of being. Because even though you might have had times like I've had where we felt anxious, we felt fearful to go do something, in reality, we actually had it in us. We just didn't know what the fucking to do to change our state. We wanted to be confident, but we were in a state of anxiety. We wanted to feel powerful, but we were just too fearful. And so I submit to you that the thing that you need to change the most is not necessarily some new way of speaking or some technique that's just gonna slice through that woman and make her love you, or some new way of using your tonality where you can go up and down or really confident and really like own that, and you're gonna, you know, suddenly have a bunch of men respect you. What I would say first is it's an internal work of getting your emotions and your thoughts congruent with each other, meaning the way you speak and the way you move your body is congruent. Like if you can feel me right now, I believe what the fuck I'm saying because I've lived this. And so I have this sense of confidence or congruence, but it's not because I'm faking it or trying to be somebody that I'm not. It's because I have a message to share that I believe in, and I want you to get this value. If you're feeling insecure or anxious or uptight in social situations, I want to help you because I was that dude. If you feel afraid to approach someone, I want to help you because I was that dude. So what you have to do first is change your state of being. And how do you do that? What is your state of being? What the fuck am I even talking about, right? Your state of being is nothing more than the thinking and feeling loop that you get into, meaning the thoughts that you believe, the way, the pictures and the words that you have inside of your head, right up in this area here, congruent with and in alignment with what you feel in your heart, how you feel in your body, how you use your body, right? So let me just give you an example so this is clear. I'll give you the anxious state of being, and then I'll give you the confident state of being. So the anxious state of being is, let's use the example of I'm approaching a woman, and I really want to get her number. I want to get those digits, man. I want to get that Instagram handle, which, by the way, was how I attracted my beautiful lady, Leia, in my life. I approached her at a cafe, didn't really feel that nervous as far as I can remember. And, 3-4 months later, we're dating, and 2 years later after that, we're very happy together. So this shit works and it pays off. So let's use that example. You want to approach a woman or approach a new person, and you all of a sudden start to think in your head, imagining what could go wrong, imagining her not being interested, imagining her saying no. Already, before you've even gone to the situation, you're imagining what could go wrong. And that's step number one of fucking up. That's step number one of actually failing, is imagining the failure before it happens. So this is one thing that might happen in your head. You're imagining the worst case scenario. Another example could be the words you're speaking to yourself are self-critical. She's not gonna like you, you're ugly, you're not cool enough, you're not smart enough, she looks busy over there, she doesn't look like she wants to talk to anybody. These are all words that you're saying in your head, which are thoughts. Thoughts come in the form of pictures and words. And so if you're seeing these words that are all about failure, or all about what's gonna go wrong, or all about why you suck, these are all thoughts that you can choose to believe or not, right? And then if those thoughts become congruent with your body, usually when we start to believe those thoughts, our body responds, we slump our shoulders, we kind of turn away, we're kind of like fidgeting or biting our nails or something to match that anxiety. We're congruent with the anxiety, right? And so that's an example of an anxious state of being, when your thoughts and your emotions and the way you use your body, what you look like, isn't a match. And that's the state of being that you don't want. And that's the state of being I used to always get into. I would get so fearful, I would bite my nails, I would be afraid, and then I would walk out of that cafe without approaching a woman that I found attractive in shame. And it would just reinforce this belief that I'm not good at approaching people, I'm not a social guy, and that would make me feel like shit. And you probably have felt the same way in some other context in your life. Okay, so that's the anxious state of being. Now let me go over to the confident, happy, positive state of being, which I know you want. I know you want that confidence, man. I know you want to be able to dance. I know you want to be able to express yourself. I know you want all those things. So if that's what you want, I'm going to teach you how to do it right here. So first of all, step one is the default program is going to come up. The default, what can go wrong, what's missing, what is not good enough about myself, these automatic thoughts that have been programmed into you since childhood, reinforced through bullies and teachers and social media and movies. All of these things are reasons why you're not good enough, why it's not going to work out, all these failures that you perceive are going to happen. These thoughts come first. So when that comes up, your first job is just to be aware. Okay, oh my goodness, that's coming up. But that's not me. That's not me, man. I know who I am. I'm a fucking G. If you can get to that point, you're already good. But the likelihood is you're not going to be able to do what I just did. The likelihood is you won't be able to go from noticing it to like, I'm a fucking G, like that. Sometimes I can't even do that, and I've been practicing this shit for 5 years, looking for ways to do this. So if you can't get there yet, just take a pause. Hopefully you're in a situation where the woman, she looks like she's settled and you don't have to approach her quite yet. Or if you're at a networking event and you want to go approach a man, hopefully like you feel like he's pretty settled and you have like 5 minutes to yourself so you can do this exercise. You stop and you breathe. You just get some distance from those thoughts. Every breathing pattern has an associated psychological, emotional, and physiological component, which means if you have these thoughts come up, change your breath first. Forget about trying to change the thoughts, change your body first. Take a few deep breaths. Breathe in the nose and out the mouth. Slowly. Step number one, just do that for a couple minutes, okay? Or if you feel awkward to do that, just quietly with yourself, change the way you're sitting, or change what you're doing with your arms. Put your arms back like this. It facilitates confidence. And just do this for a couple minutes. It might seem silly, but Harvard has literally studied this. You do this, you kick your feet up a little bit, you start to feel confident within minutes, within a couple minutes. So step number one is just change something with your body and get some distance between the self-limiting anxious thoughts. Okay, those are anxious thoughts that aren't really true to you. They're not even true to who you are. They're just a program that's being played. And do you want that program to run your life? Because I promise you it will if you let it. So you have to get space first. Get that space. Okay? Step number two, now that I have space, I'm clear, I see that's not me, it's time to redo that pattern. It's time to choose who you want to be. And that's it. It's just really two things. It's like, this is not who I am, this is who I am. This is who I choose to be. Then it's like, okay, how would I stand? How would I walk? How would I sit? Reminding yourself of times in the past when you have been successful in social situations. Because I promise you, it hasn't all been shit. I promise you, you haven't been rejected every time. There's been times you've been rejected, but it hasn't been every time. Okay? And that's the big difference. Is like, you can find examples from your past to refuel why you suck. You can find examples from your past to refuel why you're actually a pretty damn awesome dude. And you deserve to have love in your life. You deserve to have friends and experiences and happiness in your life. And so just find the good ones. They're there. Just ask yourself, what's the time when I did well with a woman? What's the time that I attracted a woman? Or what's the time when a woman smiled at me from something I said? And just remember that. And like, oh yeah, okay, so it's possible for me. I got this juice within me. And I know you have those examples, so search for them. If you really have to dig. But find at least 3 to 5 examples of when you actually did something well in whatever scenario that you're in. And then start to bring it into your body. Breathe with more power, breathe with more confidence. Bring yourself to that point, right? Because as you start to bring it into your body, now you're becoming congruent. Remember, that was the word we talked about earlier. Now your thoughts, you're thinking about memories of why you're great in the past, speaking words to yourself. I got this, I'm confident, I'm wonderful, right? I'm great. And all of a sudden, you're starting to use your body. You're like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. If you've done any anchoring exercises with every single client that I've ever worked with, I've done some form of anchoring or body movement where they use their body in a new way that makes them feel better. Because, by the way, 20% of the signals going towards your body, oh fuck, I fucked it up. What's the stat? Oh yeah, this is it. 20% of the signals between your body and your brain are actually going from the brain to the body. 80% are coming up from the body to the brain. What that means is, if you change this bottom 80%, you have more leverage than if you try to think your way out of it. I hope that makes sense. I kind of fucked up the explanation of that because it's been a while since I've studied the nervous system. But that's basically it, is if you change your body, you change your mind. If you change your mind, you can change your body, but it's a lot easier to change your body, and that's why I always start with that. Okay? So now you're becoming congruent. You have your thoughts, your feelings, your body is in alignment with your head. Okay, you're thinking, I got this. And all of a sudden you're loose, you're relaxed, and you can go do the deed. Okay? So that's basically it. That's your 2-step process. But it all starts with becoming aware, saying, that's not me, getting some space from it, and then bringing in who you truly are and rolling with that, doing that. And this is, I promise you, how you can overcome this fear of rejection, how you can overcome approaching a woman. This is how you can do it. Okay, this is really how you can do it. So trust me on this, because I've been through this. I've been in those shitty moments where I didn't approach the woman and I was totally rejected, totally embarrassed. And this is all happening within myself. I didn't even approach her yet. I felt rejected because I rejected myself, because I had this image like I'm supposed to be this confident macho man who can just approach any woman, who can just, be confident in any situation. But the truth is I wasn't, And by the way, for you guys that are watching me and see me as confident now, that voice still comes up for me. I still sometimes reject myself, just because it's a program that plays, and it's my work to stop, take a breath, and be like, no, that's an old pattern. And realize I am good enough as I am, that you are good enough as you are. And not in some like bullshit, fluffy, warm hug kind of way, but like really, why would you talk shit to yourself? Why would you tell yourself that you're not good enough? Why would you actually believe those thoughts? Because you do have a choice. But the program, just when it runs long enough, we start to believe it's really us. So please do this work if you really want to overcome these fears of rejection. If you really want to start making progress in your life, you gotta start doing something like this. Some process where you see the pattern, step out of it, and then retrain your body and your mind for action, and then just face that fear. Count down 3, 2, 1, confident, and just go and see what happens. Just see what happens. You might get rejected, but you might not, and things might actually go good. But let me promise you something. If you don't do this, nothing's gonna change. If you don't do what I'm sharing with you here, you're gonna continue to get the results you've gotten with women, with men, approaching people, social contexts, financially. If you don't change, if you don't face these fears, nothing is gonna change. And that's a guarantee. If you try what I'm saying, things actually might change. There's a good chance, because these things have worked for me, that they're gonna work for you. But if you don't change, then nothing's gonna change. So I hope this was inspiring for you to realize, damn, I can actually do this and I should do this, because if I don't, where are you going to be in 5 years? Where are you going to be in 5 years if you don't make this change? Okay? And then on the flip side, where could you be? You know, what would life be like if you really truly owned yourself and you really truly were able to make these shifts? Would you have a deeper relationship with your brothers? Would you have a woman in your life that you love and adore and you can own in the bedroom sexually, you know? You had that level of confidence. Or maybe you could finally earn more money because now you have the confidence to sell people on an idea and a product you really believe in. But this is going to affect every area of your life. But just ask yourself, how would my life change if I really truly got committed to being more confident? Not just, I'm going to give it a shot, I'm going to give it a go. If you committed, I'm going to do this. I'm going to face these fears, right? So I'm going to leave that there. I hope this was powerful for you. I hope you really, truly see the utility of this. This isn't just words I'm saying. This is like actual embodiment you can use. Detaching from the pattern, getting your thoughts and your feelings in congruence, and then just go facing that fear. 3, 2, 1. That's it. And it works. It works. So my call to action for you is this. Go try it this week. Don't fucking wait. Go talk to that woman, that man, make that move, send that text. Whatever it is for you, do it. And do it today. Do it today. And I'm going to give you one more challenge because I'm crazy. Go talk to 5 new people this week. Go approach 5 random people you've never talked to in a cafe, at the gym, and just start a conversation. It doesn't have to go anywhere. The point is for you to start getting comfortable with approaching new people and being put in the spotlight, being yourself in front of other people. Okay, that's my challenge, and I'm wishing you the best. I'm wishing you some fear. I'm wishing you a little bit of failure as well, because I want you to get comfortable with those feelings, because they're going to happen. But when we try to avoid them, we live a life that isn't meant for us. When we go boldly face the fear and face the failure, now we're starting to live a life that's meant for us. Now we're starting to find the things we truly want in life. So that's my wish for you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a like and comment your favorite takeaway. Comment what you're going to do. Comment your experience approaching these 5 people as we start to build this community even more. And if you vibe with my work, there's some links in the description to check me out. I have some free trainings and all sorts of awesome stuff to help continue to bring this energy through you, because you deserve to communicate with confidence. You deserve to live a life that is meant for you, that you get to the end of your life, to your deathbed, and you know it wasn't a waste, that you know, like, I squeezed the juice out of this motherfucker. All right, no one can take that away from you. So I want you to have that feeling. So thank you for watching. Hope this was valuable for you. Hope this was worth your 18 minutes or so here. And until next time, my friend, live a life that's true to you. Take care.